Okay, welcome to another episode of Youth in Business Africa, where we talk about how to start, manage, and scale your business. So, today we are going to be discussing how to sell ice to, to the Eskimos. Eskimos are virtually people who live in Iceland and all those Canada, Alaska, where there is serious snow there. So, ice there is extreme. So, we're going to talk about how to sell to Eskimos. It's like selling ice block to people who live in Iceland. So, but in reality, it's just a phrase about selling. This is a cliche sales professionals use. More like you are so good in closing sales that you can sell virtually anything to anybody. But don't selling anything to anybody is not a good strategy in the long run, but it's just a phrase, which means that you are very good at closing. So what do these people know about making sales that you and I don't know? So I'm going to be demystifying some things, how to make sales to people who generally don't need your product, or who need your product and they don't know that they need your product, how you can go about it. So a few things I'm going to say before we move on. First thing, you must understand that people hardly buy your product based on its features and its benefits. No, they hardly buy. And people hardly buy product probably because the price is affordable or the price is expensive. The major reason people buy products are based on emotion. If you can trigger that emotional part of them, they will definitely buy from you. This is the major reason why your product, maybe you sell it for a thousand naira, and you still see the same people going to buy that same product elsewhere for like 3,000 naira. So why are they doing that? Why? Your product is cheap and affordable, but they are not buying, but they end up going to buy the same product for an expensive price. The simple idea is emotions. When they meet people they like and trust, they don't care about the price. When they meet people they like and they trust, they don't care about price. So that emotional part of them, the major reason why Apple's products is the major reason Apple products, even though they are very expensive, they still outsell their product, is because of how people feel when they use their products. I remember when I was working in ShopRite, there is this man, is the supervisor of the cleaners in that shopping mall, and this man he practically doesn't know. He knows how to use the computer, but for some weird reason, instead of buying a regular computer, he bought an Apple MacBook computer. I think that was around 2018 and 2016, and 2015, 2016, and it was using the latest product at that time. I think it was using a product of 2014. It was, I'm like, a cleaner using a MacBook. And what he does most times is, during the day around 2 p.m., at the peak of sales in the shopping mall, he will come to the center of that open environment, and he'll sit down in a strategic place where he knows that virtually the owners of business in the shopping mall will be passing through at that time, and they know him as the head of supervisors or cleaners. So he comes there, he sit down there, opens the MacBook laptop. Sometimes he will just be watching movie, sometimes he will just be pressing something that is not there. But the idea about how he feels when he is using that MacBook is very important, because people perceive him as somebody who is notable, valuable, who have a high standard or a high taste, because these people that are going to be employing him or to be employing his service, they want people like that they want to associate with. So how their product makes them feel at that moment is very, very important. So if you want to make sales, you want to sell to people, don't just sell your benefit, don't just sell your features. Make sure you sell emotions. Find a way to trigger the emotions in them. There are some products, if you want to make sales fast, find a way to trigger that emotional part of them. Like if you want to sell uh if you want to sell personal growth products, you want to sell a personal development product, you have to trigger that emotional part of them that tells them that the only way they can succeed in life is if they make use of that your financial product. You have to give them that emotional trigger. There are some product that they will tell you, this product is selling fast, if you don't buy now, by tomorrow it will have expired. The fear of missing out, that fear, you trigger that emotional fear in them, and they rush to buy that product. That's why you notice some product, when there is scarcity, people tend to buy more of that product. I remember a few years ago when a news just broke that there's going to be scarcity of fuel, but just because people definitely need fuel to power their generator, instantly, boom, the fuel station was filled up. People were just buying with money that they don't have, and to store the petrol at home. At the end of the day, there was no scarcity. It was just the fear of missing out. So people buy based on emotion. So that is exactly what you are going to target. So exactly, how do you sell ice to the Eskimos? So how do you sell anything to anybody? So first of all is what we call prospecting your ideal customers. Number one is prospecting your ideal customer. Don't wait for customers to come to you. Prospect them. Look for ideal customer that will need your product. Prospect them. Go look for them. Don't wait for them. You understand what I mean? It's like you are selling a product that if you are trying to sell online, or you are trying to sell a product that virtually everybody are selling, you shouldn't wait to fight for the customer that comes into your shop or that comes into that environment. What you have to do is go out there and look for those customers and make your sales. Prospect them. Don't sit down and wait for them. Go out there and look for them. Now, when you find them, next to number two, you create a rapport with them. There's something beautiful about uh, people that sell markets in the market, particularly in places where they sell shoe, where they sell electronics. The first thing they do, these sellers, is they create a rapport with you. They ask you questions about how far, how is your family, how is work, how is this, how is all that. They tell you to sit down. They make sure you feel comfortable. Even you feel like a king when you get there. I remember a time I went to buy shoe in the market. The first thing the man did, because the sun was shining and so hot. Immediately I got there and I want to buy. The first thing he did was to to order a bottle of water for me and told me to sit down and relax first before we even talked about shoe or anything. He told me to relax first, to catch my breath. I gave me a bottle of water. Even if I don't want to buy shoe that very day, bro, I would definitely either come back to, because why, he made me feel welcome. It was so wonderful. So I sat down, I drank the water, and then we start negotiating about it. Even it was a little expensive, but just because of the way he welcomed, the way he created a rapport with him. Because one thing you must understand is people majorly buy from people whom they know, they like, and they trust. Not necessarily that maybe you know each other from childhood, or you know each other from the same environment, which helps, by the way. But before people can actually pay you money for a certain product, they will want to know you first, know the kind of person you are, whether you're a welcoming person, whether you're a good person, whether you're somebody who have their best interest at heart. You understand what I'm saying, right? So the second one is create a rapport with them. So in that course of rapport, you go to number three. Ask the right questions. Ask the right questions. So while you are having a rapport with your ideal customer, start indirectly asking the right question, or assessing. Ask the right questions like, about what they actually want, while you are still discussing about other things, like other things, right? Ask indirect. Once in a while, be asking questions. So with that, you'll be figuring out exactly what they want to buy, which takes us to number four. Assess your customer. Assess their 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 strengths and their pocket size, so you know exactly what you want to get. You must understand some there are some customer, if you try to sell a cheap product to them, my brother, you will lose them forever. If you try to sell a cheap product to them, you will lose them for or an affordable product, you will lose them forever, because these types of customer, they prefer high-end products. So so if they come to your shop, they expect you to give them a high-end cutting edge product. So assess them while you are rapport with them and asking them the right question. Assess them, know the kind of product you talk to them about. So when you're able to follow this process, that's first of all prospecting them, secondly creating a rapport with them, asking them the right question, then assessing your customer, then you make the sale. You tell them about the product that can help their their problems. You understand what I'm saying? Because while you're asking them the right question and assessing them, you indirectly you know the kind of product or the solution they want for their problem. So you make the sale, and believe me, if you follow this process very well, you will definitely make this. So this is the full step on how to sell to eyes to an Eskimo, how more like how to sell anything to anybody. So like I said from the very beginning, people don't buy your product because of the features and the benefit. They buy based on emotion, they buy based on the problem that they are feeling at that very moment. They don't care about price, they don't care about the features and benefits. If it's going to provide solution to their problem, they will buy, whether affordable or not. So if they know, okay, it's going to provide is a solution to their problem, then it takes them to the next step of knowing, liking, and trusting you. If you can, cover all these aspects, believe me, you will definitely sell ice to an Icelander or to the Eskimos. You probably sell your product massively. My name is John Paul. You may share how